What's guys, Positive here, and today we're taking a look at another Eugeo. I both like and hate this, because I like that we got another Eugeo, because Eugeo is my favorite character in all of SAO, obviously, so I'm really happy we got another Eugeo, but at the same time, I'm really sad we got another Eugeo, because my banner is right around the corner. I wasted all my crystals for Kirito, or my non-metal crystals, to get him to level 100. And let's just say that I'm gonna have bulls after I'm going over him. And let's just say they went really freaking bad. Let's just say that. So yeah, Eugeo's out. His art is amazing. His incarnate animation starts really well, but then just kind of flops, unfortunately. Overall, he's a solid unit. We're gonna take a look at him. Obviously, he's in enhanced mode, because I hope they will stop releasing every new unit as enhanced mode, because the game will get boring, and because, again, all the units will be extremely repetitive, and they just continue releasing every single new unit as an enhanced mode. So this is apparently Fanatio fight Eugeo, and I have problems with this, like, except the level 100 art, like right here, like this one. Look at the name, Blue Rose Memory. Does this name give you Fanatio fight Eugeo vibes? It does not to me. This gives me Berkuli fight Eugeo vibes, but for some random reason they just refused to release Berkuli fight Eugeo. I don't know why. And this could have been perfect to make him a Berkuli fight Eugeo. Let's take a look at his stats. So his HP is really good, 6,330. I think it's a little bit higher than Kirito's. It might be the same. I'm honestly not sure. His MP stat is barely higher than Kirito's, but Kirito originally had an extremely high MP stat, so Eugeo also gets one of the highest MP stats in the game, being 252. His attack stat is decent. It's not bad by any means, but it could have been better. 2,204 is a severe drop in comparison to Kirito's attack, especially considering Eugeo's speed is lower, which is a big thing, you know? His magic attack is meh, just meh. But it doesn't matter. Like, it's a trash magic attack, but it's a purely physical unit. It does not matter at all. Both his defense and magic defense are good. His crit is pretty solid. It's not crazy good like was seen on or other unit, or who else. I don't remember who else has like super high crit, honestly. But you know what I mean. Like, other units would have 700 plus crit basically, but still a good crit stat. His speed is a little bit below average because lately we got units that had 310 or higher, speed-wise. His skills are really good though. His kit is really good. His break is strong to a single enemy, lowers physical resolution by 20% for one turn, which is amazing. It's an amazing effect to have on a break, on assault, or on a charge. Like, if any of the skills have this effect, it already makes units so much better, especially if it's on a break or on a charge, because, like, on charge units, if you have this on charge, for example, Elite Trainee, Eugeo, and Terraria, that makes the unit like miles better, just like that skill. So I understand how important this debuff is to the game, and to physical teams specifically. And non-elemental team is basically just physical units, because there isn't a single non-elemental magic unit in the game. So his assault skill is Intense Avalanche. It's a slash attack extra strong on a single enemy, deals additional damage on enemies inflicted with physical resolution or magic resolution debuff. Again, solid assault. It's a purely damaging assault, but solid assault. And then enhanced mode works the same way as every single enhanced mode, and his incarnate skill is literally the same as Kirito's. Incarnate slash attack on a single enemy, lowers physical resolution by 20% for one turn. Really good incarnate skill. So let's talk about Eugeo. He will be the best break in the game. Not in the game, but I mean the best non-elemental break in the game. So he's probably, I want to say, third best non-elemental unit. I will put Kirito as number 1 right now because due to his enhanced mode, Kirito gets insane charge, he's the second unit to have a charge skill that does good, that also breaks the enemy and modes just a little bit. His assault has like a 25% break along with dealing tons and tons of damage. He's like the biggest damage dealer in the game, so I think Kirito's still better in this feature. I do think OS Xenon is just a little bit better because of how well she works with like Kirito, Sugu, and a good amount basically of non-elemental units. But I do think this Eugeo is a really solid unit. He does one thing OG Asuna doesn't do as well, because the thing with OG Asuna, you use her assault skill only during chains, but Eugeo does it better because he has it on both his break and incarnate. You'll still need, don't get me wrong, you'll still need starter Asuna on your non-elemental teams to get the attack buff, but yeah, he will break more than OS Sugu, but OS Sugu is faster, so it just depends what you prefer. I personally prefer a higher break, because, yeah, speed does matter, but it doesn't matter as bad in PvE as it does in Ordinal, if you know what I mean. So 307 speed is not that, and he obviously replaces Eugeo Xenon completely, because Eugeo Xenon was really slow. She had like day 1 speed, like day 1 Eugeo or day 1 Alice speed. So yeah, you can understand like that this guy completely replaces Eugeo Xenon, which is really good because he's a sword unit, so he doesn't actually need like a specific weapon. For me, it does not, because I don't have OS Sugu. But yeah, he does replace her on the best non-elemental team in the game. So there also will be, what did I say, a pickup scout where you will be able to pull OG Eugeo, who's bad. I'm sorry, he needs a buff. Please, Bandai, give him a buff. Integrity Knight Eugeo, who's a solid wind unit. And this guy right here is, again, as we said, a really good unit. Obviously, the same elementals are featured as on Kirito's banner, and the general pool is exactly the same, nothing new here. These two are still the last 2 4-stars to be added. I don't actually remember who came out right after Leaf and Alice, to be honest. So yeah. Because I think they had a filler banner before Iskan and Shada dropped. I'm not sure. Iskan and Shada might have dropped right after Terraria and Alice. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, follow me everywhere at Positive Sane. Also, before I forgot to mention, his MP cost is extremely low. It's super low. It's stupid how low his MP cost is. And I'm really happy with it. Because, for example, Kirito, he has like 45 or something like that on his charge. Eugeo has 40 on his break. And on Assault, he has an 80. Eugeo has a 51, making Eugeo way better in longer events. Because the thing is with Kirito, yeah, the way he works, it's fine for him. Like, it's fine getting Kirito's, it's fine in rankings and the boss battle events, because Kirito will run out of MP right before you do the last hit, which you can do with like any other unit. It doesn't have to be Kirito. Like, Kirito runs out of MP right at the end for ranking, for me at least. Eugeo, however, will be really good in the longer events like Cathedral, because he will be able to keep a decent amount of MP. That's basically it. If you enjoyed this video, also, his weapon is stupid. His weapon has every single effect possible. It has MP reduction, has added damage when using Assault against an element. He has attack and magic attack buff. He has his sword has extremely high stats. So even if you're willing to skip Eugeo, which I can see if you have both OS Xenon, OS Sugu and Eugeo Xenon, I can definitely see why would you want to skip it. But if you don't, definitely summon for this guy. He's a really solid unit. And again, he's the best non-elemental break in the game. So that's basically it. If you enjoyed this videos, and even if you want summon for Eugeo, summon for his weapon. His weapon is the best weapon in the game, easily. So yeah, that's basically it. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter at Positive Saying. I'm Positive and I'm out. Also, join our SAOARS Rising Steel Discord. Now, please enjoy my shaft. Also, unfortunately, I wasn't able to record my voice, so we'll just have to look at the sounds. See ya!
お待たせいたしました。何回をご利用でしょうか。かしこまりました。システムコール、ジェネレートエアリアルエレメント、バーストエレメント、お待たせいたしました。何回をご利用でしょうか。かしこまりました。システムコール、ジェネレートエアリアルエレメント、バーストエレメント、お待たせいたしました。何回をご利用でしょうか。かしこまりました。システムコール、ジェネレートエアリアルエレメント、バーストエレメント、